Hello. Yeah, so this session is for us to go through how we use SPSS, Statistics and the Modeler, to help you out in the quest implementation. And the first thing that you may need to do is that you will need the SPSS. So I'm just going to where you can get the SPSS. And you have to, if you Google for IBM SPSS Statistics, this is where it will take you. And you will need to have an IBM account. So the first thing, have the IBM account, then you'll be able to be directed to where the software is under the IBM product. So once you come to this page, you will need to download the software, and they have a trial version, which I would recommend you to use. You have access the trial for 30 days, and you should be able to download it. So that is for the statistics, because you have to fill in all these other details to be able to get access to it. And the other software that is required of you is the IBM Modeler. You need this again. The modeler, again, all you have to do is go to the IBM site and look for the IBM SPSS modeler. And again, I would recommend that you work with the trial. And once you have the trial, then you can proceed on to using the software. Sorry for the background noise. So now you should be able to access it. Because this is once you have installed the application. So you can search for the SPSS, IBM Statistics, and there it is. You can just run it. It will open. So just open the statistics. Then the other one that we did is the IBM modeler. So we search for the modeler again. Once you install it successfully, should have IBM SPSS modeler, a subscription, and this is the trial version. So again, I'm going to open this as well. So we can close this window. Right. So we're now just waiting for the modeler for us to continue. So you, when you are starting the modeler, yeah, so when you're starting the modeler, it might give you an error, and that error possibly would be that. Let me show you the specific error. So the error could be this. So it might tell you that the license verification failed, and you need to ensure that you have internet access and then click retry. So if you get this error message, there is a software fix that you need to install. And if you search for this online, the S1 modeler sub IF003 licenses are weak. So this file can actually help you to to fix that error. It's actually an error with the current version. So, and for you to install this, your computer needs to have Java enabled. So you will be required to download Java, install it on your machine, and then come back here, download the software, and then install it for it to work. So there is a very good procedure on how to go about that. So if you click on leave more information, should be able to give you those details. So an alternative, I think I had to download. I downloaded it here. Yeah, so it will give you an archive file that will have all the instructions. So you're supposed to copy that file. So in that archive, there is one file that you will need to include it within this folder. So of your model subscription. So within the lib, there is a file that you will actually be required to install. Yes. So there should be some very clear instructions on how to go about it. So let's check. I still have it. It's not that. I know this chart. Excuse me. So again, you have to have installed the Java director, and that will lead you to have the Java ready. So yeah, so this is the file. So you can just apply. So the reason I'm doing this is because I want to show you the specific file that you have to use to be able to fix that error. So here's the file. We can download it. So here's a director. Yes, so here's a folder that I'm talking about here. So this folder. So you have to select this file and then you install it. So just copy it, then come to some of the windows, come to Windows and files. So let's see. So open files and then IBM, the modeler, then you just paste it here within the just paste it here. So we just come here and replace it for it to pick up this new file. So there will be excuse me, an already existing file, but you have to do this process for you to pick up that new fix that prevents you from uh, logging into the software. So yeah, so once you do that, then you can just proceed on with the logging. Login. So I know we have access to the IBM statistics, and we also have access to the modeler. So the next step that we're now supposed to take is to go to our assignment. Just go to the platform. Yes. Um, the assignment, the first assignment, just to go through the instructions. Yeah, so the assignment says you're supposed to use this Filipino family income and expenditure data set. So I'm going to open it. So by opening it means that it will take you to a platform called Cargo, where this data set is. And once you download the data set, so I have a copy of the data set here. So this is how the data set looks like. So this is how the data set looks like. And if we look at the assignment, excuse me, so we are required to create a new file that we are going to give a title. Should be, yes, the title should be income status. That should be the title of our CSV file. Excuse me. So we're supposed to remove all the other fields in the CSV dataset and only remain with these fields. And then once we have these fields, we are going to use the if function to be able to add another column, and that other column, you can give it a title and then you apply these conditions. So if the total household income, if it is greater than or equal to 2050, then we can consider that family as rich, or we can consider that family as middle income if their household income is greater than or equal to 150,000, but less than 250,000, or if the total income is equal to or more than 100,000, but less than 350, then that's lower income. Otherwise, if it is lower than 100,000, then we could say that the household is poor. So we're supposed to have that column and implement the if function. So here is a data set that worked on those if conditions on the basis of the amount that a given family actually has. So you can develop your own, should be able to work it out. So once we have this, the next thing that we are supposed to do is now work with the IBM SPSS statistics and the IBM SPSS modeler to be able now to implement the quest algorithm. So the first thing that we are going to do is take our data set. So come to the IBM Statistics file, and then we import the data. So we need the CSV data. And we are going to click our CSV, the new data set. Reading the data. So just select the advanced option so that you're able to generate the columns well. Still generating the data. Then next, comma delimited. Let's comma delimited. We can start from, so let's number 2. Comma delimited, so you can see this how our data looks like. So we can just proceed. Okay. Finish. So we can close the output. So this is the data that we have, and click the data view. So this is our data, the values as we wanted them to be. So once you have the data, then you can just save it. So come here to save as, and we want to save it as a statistics file. So save it as SPSS 7.0. Then we can call it income status. Yeah, so once you do that, then I think we should be done. And just to mention a few things, you can use your data with the SPSS statistics, and you can do quite a lot with it. If you want to do linear regressions, all these things are here. If you want to check correlation, Bayesian statistics, So there is so much that you can be able to do with this software, even to do forecasting. So it just depends with exactly what you want, even developing neural networks from the data, classifying the data, and using all these many algorithms that are very useful in artificial intelligence. So you can use this software to do a lot, a lot, a lot. So if you'd like to explore more, then just come here to where you can be able to do the analysis and use the various algorithms that are used in artificial intelligence. Right, so once we are done with that, we can just close that and then head over to the modeler. So this is the modeler, and what we want to work with is the quest algorithm, and that is under the modeling. So you can see the various algorithms that you can be able to implement, K nearest neighbor. So again, so many AI algorithms within this modeling. Uh, if you look into the module content, there was algorithms such as the CAGE, there is a Quest, there is C5.0. So all these are algorithms that you can be able to work with once you have the data. So the Quest is one of the decision tree algorithms. And when we talk about decision trees, this is an algorithm that helps you to identify the most important variables within your data. So number one thing that we need to do is to actually get some data. So let's go to the sources, and we want to use an SPSS file. So statistics file. So let's click on it there. Then you can double click on it and look for the data set. So the data set was in downloads, and then yeah, is from status. Then upload queue. So now we have our data set here. So once you have the data set, and then remember, you can still use other types of data set. For example, if you convert that CSV into an Excel file, you can actually use it here as a data source. And if you have any other format, again, you can still use it. So once we have that, the next thing that we need to do, we need to filter our data. So come to field operations and then select this and drag it here. Then we need to connect it to the data. So click on the data, right click and connect like that. So these are our data fields. So you don't want to filter your data. This is where actually you'll be able to do it. So then once you do that, the next thing that we need to do is to select the dependent and the independent variables. So select the type, then we drag it here, connect it. So we connect, then double click on it. And we need to now select a field which we can actually make, you know, a dependent variable. So let's select, for example, this head headsets. So you want to find out, or even just select this one, the marital status. So you want to find out on the marital status. So we set it as the target. We want to find out the relationship or what would affect the marital status uh, for individuals, in terms of the probability of the other variables in the data. How much influence would they have? So yes, so we have our data there. And then the last step, we now need to model. So click on the model and look for the quest. It is. So again, just connect it like so, and then double click on it. And then we would want, yes, so our target field is already here. So all you have to do is run. And the algorithm will actually, try to check the relationship between these variables. So you can just wait for brief, and once it completes, now has already implemented the algorithm. So for us to be able to see how these variables relate with each other, so you can just double click here and you'll be able to see, like, this variable household sales has a probability of 0.76, in terms of a relationship with this. So it has a very high influence. The age, again, has a very high influence in terms of the marital status of a person. There is this other one called category, not very sure what that was stood for. If a person, the job or the business, so again, all these are the predictor indicators. So this is what I would actually require, for anyone who would want to use this algorithm. Again, this is just the quest. There are other algorithms that you have seen there. There is a Tide, there is a C5.0. Again, you can try them out and see how they behave. Again, you come to, so this is the part for the modeler. You click here on the viewer, you can be able to see how those variables relate to each other in terms of, the decision tree. So this forms a decision tree. So is, you know, the house which has middle income, rich household, how they all affect these marital status out there. Yeah, so this is what I expect. And of course, as you make, or even as you explain this more with your data, it's good to include these charts. Just capture them, the charts. You can use the smoothing tool to be able to include them within your app as an indicator that you are actually able to work with the software. Otherwise, once you do this, I think you'll be good to go. So in case of any further questions, please feel free to reach out. Thank you so much.